Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Spitfire Weapon Review. The Spitfire SMG, I'd say, is the fastest firing thing in this game. And let's just say you can make it fire even faster with the operator mod Wildfire. Anyway, as for the stats of the Spitfire, you have the damage, which is not all that great. It's what you still expect from a fast rate of fire SMG, but it is lower than the SOG or Cordite. But one thing I can tell you, which is not that great on this weapon, is the range. And you can put long barrel on here, but then again, well, you can in Blackout, but in multiplayer you can't. But then again, in Blackout you're just using it as a replacement shotgun, and you're gonna go around and find a different weapon. Most likely, especially like the Maddox in Blackout, is very good because the Maddox is basically an SMG. But anyway, the Spitfire has a little bit of a home in the close quarter maps in the Black Ops multiplayer. But the thing is, in this gameplay, this map that I'm playing on isn't really all that close quarters, even though it's still fun to mess around even in the long maps. Makes it play a little bit differently. But anyway, basically, this weapon is not really made for aim down sight, so I'm not using any optics on this. Most of the time I'm not. Mostly because the iron sights are pretty good anyway, and as well as I already mentioned, really most of the time you're going to be in somebody's face hip firing like crazy, or at least that's the optimal situation. Anyway, you have as for the other attachments I have on this thing, in the loadout in the video I'm using extended mag, laser sight 1 and number 2, because 1, the increased hip fire. Like I said, the ideal situation for this gun is to be in somebody's face hip firing like crazy. And laser sight 2 mostly so I can, jump shot when I want to and whatnot without having too much penalty when it comes to hip firing. And as for the loadout that I have now with the operator mod, basically it's the same thing, extended mag, laser sight, but instead of laser sight 2 I have wildfire on because I needed the space for the wild card. But anyway, about the wildfire operator mod itself, it increases the rate of fire to basically maxed out, and it gives you basically more recoil because 1, it's firing faster, and 2, well, it just decreases the stat. And also another thing which I didn't really notice is that when you fire, it slows you down, even though most of the time when you're going to be firing, you're either going to be already aimed down sights, or you're going to be hip firing and running. So you can't really notice it too much, but I guess if you slow down the footage and actually analyze it, you might see it. But the other stuff on this loadout, I have no secondary at all, no rocket launcher. I needed the space for the operator mod and the other stuff. First is stim shot. Basically, I want to be able to heal myself and run around and shoot at the same time because of, before this gameplay, basically, I had a lot of deaths of me getting surprised by people while I was trying to heal. But one thing I can assure you is that it's still not too much of a saving grace other than you get your heal faster, which is nice. But the thing is, while you're healing and somebody surprises you, you only have hip fire. So yeah, that's another reason why I have the laser sight 1 or laser sight 2 on here. It depends if I have the operator mod on. But anyway, as for perks, I have scavenger ammo for the ammunition, which runs low quickly, especially with the operator mod. Then you have gun ho, mostly to sprint around and shoot. And then you have dead silence, so I can sneak up on people if needed. And other than that, there's no wild cards at all other than the operator mod card when I'm using the operator mod. And As for specialists that I use a lot, Ajax, Firebreak, Recon, and especially Ruin. Ruin mostly because of the grapple hook, and I can get to places around the map a little bit easier instead of having to walk all the way around and get shot in the head by a sniper in the process. But as for the other guys, they're pretty well as well. The only thing they really got to worry about is sticking to close quarters, which most of them are pretty good anyway, especially when you flashbang a room, then go into it, or light the room on fire or something. But one thing I can tell you is this weapon is fun to use, and it may make you play a little bit differently, especially on long range maps like this one.